And y'all both, the state and defense, have done a phenomenal job. Y'all have had conference calls with me regularly ever since that date. Y'all have kept the court well informed of where y'all are at, what was needed, and what was going to happen. And y'all have done that even for today. We've had multiple conference calls before this hearing. We all kind of knew what was going to eventually transpire today, but that's because of y'all's diligent effort. And so, Ms. Williams, thank you. State, thank you. Ms. Williams, I do not believe that the delay in this report is a tactic or a fault of yours at all. I think that expert reports, from my own experience, they take time, and just the time frame that I laid down for this case did not give your expert enough time to get things done in a matter of time to give the state what they needed to do. While I know that you're saying you're ready, I also know that you need that full report, and you don't have it. I think that you're weighing that against saying that your client's in custody and you want to be ready to move forward for her best interest, but I also know that you want that full report as well. For you to get that full report a week from now or 2 weeks from now in the middle of trial, and the state to get that report for the first time at that point and then decide they need an expert, I do not think that would be fair and just for either side. And we've had that conversation candidly and honestly with each other during conference calls. So even though I'm very reluctant to give a continuance in this case, I do think that it would be appropriate. With that being said, I don't want this case to languish. I still hold by what I told Ms. Patrick at the beginning. I don't want her to sit where she doesn't need to sit. That's not where she's supposed to be. And only the facts of the case will let us see that every day. In order to get there, I got to try this case. So, I have dates. I have a trial week that can handle this type of case in March. I have one that can handle this case in May, and I have one that can handle this in August. Now, you both know what's really there. Ms. Williams, you know the true ins and outs of your side and what's really needed. State, I think you're starting to see, based on this report, what you may actually need. Realistically, from each of you, when can y'all tell me we can be ready by this date and this case not have to be moved?
Judge, from the state's perspective, I think the best date would be that August date for everyone. That seems to be a date that will match up with what our needs are in terms of coverage for other courtrooms, as well as just the opportunity for our experts to prepare to combat any and all defenses as presented by Ms. Williams in the defense.
Ms. Williams?
Your Honor, I think that August would probably be the best to fit the court's need of not having to move it again. Realistically, I think that maybe if we said, March, we probably would be back here at in the same position to say, hey, maybe we need a little more time. So I don't often agree with the state, but I will say August would be the best bet if we're trying not to come back here and have the same announcement.
So, I don't like setting cases just to set, which is why, in all candor, it'd be easy for me to sit here and go, let's place this on March, but know in the back of my mind, March is not going to be a realistic date. So with that being said, we go with August. State, you're saying August. Defense, you're saying August. Are we all under the understanding that the chances of this case being moved off that August date are slim to none?
Absolutely.
And that, barring some true, just legal issue that I have to honor for fairness and justice to prevail, outside of that, we are going to make this case go and move. Everybody can agree with that?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, you've talked with your client about this ahead of time.
I have.
She is still in custody. I understand that today would have been a better day. Is your client also comfortable with that August date?
I don't know if comfortable is a good word, but I advised her of where we are and what moving into August would mean. And strategically, I think, and practically, she trusts me and my advice, and so I think we are in a position where she'll be we'll be okay with the August date.
Okay. All right. Based on what's been presented for me today, I will place this on, I believe it's August 3rd. We'll place this on August 3rd. And with that, the understanding that if I'm going to bypass 2 trial weeks in order to get there, I'm bypassing 2 days that I could set it on, right? But by doing that, I'm giving defense and state all the time that you could possibly need to have this case ready. And August 3rd needs to be our day. We need to come in August 3rd, ready to pick a jury. All right? Where everyone's on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, I do want to stress how grateful I am to defense and state on how well y'all attacked this case. The general public, I don't believe they fully grasp the difficulty of preparing a case like this. While we did set this at a very ambitious date, August still has Miss Patrick getting tried within a year of her indictment. In other words, we will not reach a year of her indictment when her case comes to trial. Again, for a case like this, if you look across the state and the country, that is very fast, even in August, Ms. Patrick. And I believe your attorneys probably explained that to you to some degree.